Jennifer, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. So the Spider Rose, that one, I think, I love it. The style, the aesthetic, sci-fi, that cyborg look, the character design. So for you, working on this project, how much creative freedom did you get?
Oh, I got a lot of creative freedom. I think that's a lot of the hallmark of this show, that we're able to push the boundaries and do things that are completely unacceptable. And so there's definitely a lot of freedom. I actually, the thing that's beautiful about this show is actually that sort of no holds barred, no rules.
Oh yeah. And there's the action, the violence, the design, and all of those different departments. What was like your favorite to work with?
I think actually one of the things I love, the whole process is amazing. Working with the artists at Blur has been absolutely amazing. Talk about top tier. Those are artists that are the best of the best, and so that was amazing. But I think the part that I really loved was just seeing the empathy pet Nosy sort of come to life. It's very cute.
So when I'm watching it, the characters, especially Spider Rose's character, the design, because I play a lot of video games, so some of the characters, I was like, oh, that reminds me of this. So I don't know if there was like an inspiration for you where like, I want this character to look like this.
Actually, what we based it off of wasn't necessarily a science fiction idea, but it was based on free diving. Like, you know how people move when they're free diving, holding their breath and diving hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet. And I don't know how they do it, it's superhuman, but it's actually zen and beautiful. And this is part of the zero gravity aspect of this episode that was appealing.
I guess for my last question for you, like, do you see yourself, like, if the future happens where you can replace your body with, like, machine parts, would you do it?
All of it. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I would so love to replace everything, particularly my eyes, because then I wouldn't need glasses anymore.
That's true. You have these cyborg eyes, you can zoom in to like 1 million.
Exactly. Although I hope they don't put ads in there. That would suck.
Yeah, that would suck. All right, Jennifer, it's a pleasure chatting with you. Love, death, robots, so many variety, whether it's animation, sometimes a little bit of live action. And for you getting to be a part of this project, I want to know your creative freedom in this and how excited were you?
I'm super excited, always excited to be a part of the show. In terms of creative freedom, I was told, go nuts, like, what do you want to do? And I always bring them something that I hope they like, so yeah.
And so can you talk about the episode that you were a part of?
Yeah, so I directed the episode for He Can Creep. It's an 18th century gothic horror comedy set in an insane asylum. And it's about a poet who's being tortured by the devil and is to be saved by his cat. So, yeah.
So the cat is, you're a cat person then?
I'm actually a dog person, but I love animals. So I fully understand all the different types of cat personalities you can get.
And so do you feel like the character being tortured like through the arts, and whether that translates into trying to direct this?
Yes, the tortured artist or the tortured poet in this short story is definitely myself and everyone who works in animation really hard on a project that they love like this. Yeah.
And what would you say like the message for this if an artist is dealing with whatever it is, like something dark and how to get out of that?
Yeah, look for lightness in the smallest of places. Yeah.
And I want to know your thoughts on just being part of this, because the franchise, or like how are you first introduced to it, and where do you see yourself like in the future after this?
So I joined the show in 2019. I was actually asked to come and read some short stories and come up with some takes, and that turned into The Very Pulse of the Machine, and then I was asked to come back for a season 4, which I'm so thrilled about. I hope there's a season 5 because I'd love to be a part of it. I'd love to just keep the train rolling, but in terms of other things beyond Love, Death, and Robots, we'll see. I don't know.
And I like each episode has like a unique style, and for you, was there like a style that like you want to try, like I need to have this in here, like this, it has to be this?
Yeah. So for me, style is always driven by story, and in this particular story, I was looking at etchings and engravings from Piranesi and Gustave Doré, all the way up through to comic books by Bernie Wrightson. So really inspired by that cross-hatching look and wanting to bring that to life.
Describe yourself and your episode that you're working on, or two, right?
Yeah, I have two this season. I'm Patrick. I was an animator for a long time, and then got to make some shorts at Disney and changed my life with those. So I love making shorts. I love kind of experimenting in different styles. These two shorts are different animation styles, but they're both done in Unreal. I love real time. The new trend of real time animation is pretty amazing too.
Unreal 5 and all.
Yeah, they were both. I believe it was 5. I assume. I mean, 5.2 maybe. I don't know. Slightly later version. We got to Agbo Visual Creatures down in town, LA, made The Other Large Thing, which is a Chris Parnell and stars Chris Parnell and John Oliver. There's an evil cat and a nice robot that the cat manipulates into killing his owners. And then the other is a bunch of smart appliances talking shit about their humans in the house.
One of them's a toilet.
One's a toilet. It's Brett Goldstein, Ted Lasso fame, Roy Kent from Ted Lasso. Kevin Hart's in it, Amy Sedaris, Melissa Villaseñor, Josh Brenner. Who else? It's one of those things, animation, you can kind of do this thing where you're like, hey, super famous person, it's only going to take 5 minutes. Just read these 2 lines, 3 lines, have a little fun with it, and you're out. And for that reason, you can actually get some amazing people to be involved,
So what's craziest? Because the cats evil cats, you're perpetuating that stereotype of cats being evil. Why?
I'm allergic to cats, and I hate cats. So John Scalzi, who wrote them, loves cats, so he comes from a place of love. I think they're evil and would kill us if they had the chance. Yeah.
And then we have the appliances. And what was I guess in terms of the creative freedom on how far can you go? Because when I'm thinking toilets, talking about like humans and what they do, it's like my mind goes there.
I mean, there's a little bit of that in it. There's I don't know if all of these smart appliances are actually, most of them, there are versions of an appliance that kind of does what we're making fun of, but there's no limit really to that. There's no, you can't hit this rating or anything, so it's just, let the actors kind of explore and see what they find funny.
And what I love about Love, Death, and Robots is that just each episode has a unique style. And I think for you, is there anything that you wanted to show, like when we do episodes, I want this so that more people can see it and embrace it, and hopefully in the future, everyone's going to embrace it and maybe do more of this style.
I hope that, main thing with Love, Death, Robots is as a director, it's so much fun to get the chance to do, shorts that are different and adults, and it's just not common. So I just hope it gets to go on forever to give as many people as possible the opportunity to do that kind of stuff. That's kind of the question, right? Yeah. I guess it's really fun to play, in Tim's world, and when I start, I just hope they'll hit a level that, I don't want, the terrifying thing is like that's the worst one of the bunch, so I hope to be in the middle somewhere.